Hi everyone, welcome to another NBA team preview. We're now on the defending champion Miami Heat, who, whenever you talk about Miami Heat, it's the big three, led primarily by MVP LeBron James, the best player in basketball, the biggest freak of nature in sports. He's big, strong, fast, unbelievable talent. There's not enough that can be said about him. But let's look at Dwayne Wade, where he is in decline. That knee is not where it needs to be health-wise. He's lost a lot of his explosiveness. Same with Chris Bosh. Now that he's not the man, he sort of dwindles off. He's not a physical player. You really see his flaws. Let's look at some other players they have that were key players in their run last year. We have Ray Allen, who's going to be a knockdown shooter off the bench. Chris Anderson's your grit and a guy who's going to bring some neck tattoos to the equation, bring the mohawk, the past drug problem, some technical fouls, some physical basketball. Joel Anthony, another big body in the middle who can play some defense, not going to offer you much offensively. Shane Battier, very smart player, a guy who can knock down the corner three, get hot at times, play some defense, not make mistakes. Mario Chalmers, the starting point guard, a guy who some teams need to be put in his place because he takes stupid shots, but also a guy who can drain a three. Udonis Haslem, the physical enforcer for the Heat, guy who just rebounds and plays tough defense, the intimidator. James Jones, a guy who can also knock down some threes. Rashard Lewis, a guy who's past his prime, but out there, a bit of a size mismatch, still can shoot a little. So let's look at their new acquisitions. They re-signed Michael Beasley after his drug problem has really kept him from his potential, or alleged drug problem. When you photograph yourself with a bag of weed and tweet it out to the world, I guess you consider that a drug problem. Sort of flamed out in Minnesota, in Phoenix, back to Miami, a non-guaranteed contract. The Heat are also looking for play out of former first overall pick Greg Oden, see if they can get anything out of those shot knees. Let's go back to one player I forgot in the Heat's run last year. That's Norris Cole, the high top fade. Good change of pace from Chalmers, a bit quicker, can get to the basket, but can also shoot a little. Good, solid backup you got there. Now back to guys they had. Roger Mason Jr., a guy I didn't even realize was in the NBA still, but a guy who can play a little defense, knock down some threes. He's been a contributor on some Spurs teams that went deep in the playoffs. The guy I want to point out, Jarvis Bernardo, former Mississippi State Bulldog, and the all-time leader in block shots in the SEC. So a guy who, if they need him, if guys get hurt, can block some shots and play some defense. For the Heat, it's championship or bust. I think they've got one competitor in the East, and that's the Indiana Pacers. I think they should easily handle the Bulls and Nets, and in the West, who knows who will come out of there. I think that's a much even conference, but Heat would be the pick to win, to make it 3 in a row for Erik Spoelstra and the Heat. And that's my preview for the Miami Heat. Thanks for watching, everyone.